Okay, we're going to do a reading for Ukraine right now, and I'm basically doing this as though Ukraine itself, the country, um, came to me for a reading and is like, look, dude, I need a reading. I'm like, okay. Shecky 10. That's our random word and number. So, what do we have here? Oh, geez. Okay, so we have a reverse Five of Swords over the top. I mean, not a reversed. So we have a Five of Swords over the top of the reversed Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is showing the creative energy coming into the world. So this is the mother and the baby, the source of passion and inspiration. So this being upside down, there's the, it's showing the passion being snuffed out, right? And over the top of that is the insult of the soldier in the five. Now, I've done a lot of readings with these cards, and normally it isn't this literal, but the Five of Swords. So here's the soldier. The soldier has invaded the city, and the soldier like takes all their weapons. Now, this didn't actually happen in real life, the surrender, but this is the sort of energy of surrendering and then being insulted on top of that because there's nothing you can do about it. So there is kind of this troll aspect, and I guess it's like fighting a battle that is lost, or at least feels like it's lost. And here it comes at the expense of the love and the care and the passion of the Ace of Wands. So let's just see what's on either side of this. Five. All right. Wow. So we have the Ace, the Three, and the Four of Wands. Now in the Three, so the Three is the same creative, loving energy here. This is what has already been put down, and it shows loving and nurturing and caring and just growing something over a long period of time. What are we looking at in this? Because I understand the premise here, but I need to figure out what exactly we're looking at in this three. Hmm. I mean, I guess I'm just seeing the plants themselves, right? And in that case, the Ace of Wands is showing like perhaps some reason that the plants don't grow anymore. And of course, it's a fucking war zone, so there's lots of reasons that that would be true. So as this moves forward, we have a reversed Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is this agreement that is made. It's a shared commitment to a stable and harmonious space or a stable and harmonious home. Now, this thing reversed is when the commitment is breached. Now, this is interesting. I'm going to have to pull something else on this because the question is this NATO backing that disappears? That doesn't seem very likely, but let's just see what we have. And it's a Queen of Swords. So, okay. The Queen of Swords breaking the commitment that is made here in Ukraine. I'm going to pull one more card because I need to find out if this is like a specific leader or what do we got going on with this Queen of Swords? Queen of Wands. Okay. Now, this is fascinating. This showed up in a reading a couple of days ago, and I think this is a female leader. So this is a leader of some country, and it's a female leader. Now, according to all of this, that female leader has made some sort of pact with Ukraine, and here it looks like they breached the agreement that they made. And the Queen of Swords, loneliness and anxiety and all of that. I mean, when we look over here at the Queen of Wands as well, the Queen of Wands is very um, beautiful and like charming. So this is like a charming or beautiful female leader, also very militaristic. I can't help but think of the potential leader of North Korea if Kim Jong Un, steps aside or dies or whatever, his sister. But I don't know enough about the NATO countries, who their leaders are. But this looks like a female leader of a country that breaches their contract um, with Ukraine. And here, I mean, there is a certain amount of hopelessness that shows up in the five, and that might be why the agreement is breached here. But if Ukraine came up and sat here, I would say, look, if there are people who have committed to keeping your space safe and stable, for one, they've done a shit job, but also it looks like that commitment might be breached. So let's just see. I'm going to try to do, let's do 3 cards just for what is coming up. So we'll kind of do the current and then the next 2 for Ukraine. So again, we have more Wands cards. In fact, here's the 2. So we have the Ace reversed, then we've got the 2, and then we have the 3 and the 4. So um, one thing that I'm going to say about this is that there is a beginning happening. It's like a new agenda, a new passion, like whatever that that is showing up there, right? And they're running into a bunch of bumps in the road. And also the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is the child. So this is also new energy. This makes sense because in the long run, Ukraine is a pretty new country, right? So I can see how, as far as countries go, they would show up as a page. Now, Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is the creative child, and the Page of Wands, they are in kind of a dangerous spot as they have to traverse the ice, and the page has their own way of doing things, and they kind of have to believe in themselves and their own way of doing things. Now, from here, as this moves forward, we get a reversed Ace of Cups, and the reversed ace is like the inability to find any sort of fulfillment. That also makes sense during a fucking war. Um, and as this moves forward, we get the Two of Wands, and there's something about the crops or the planting that is showing up in here. But if Ukraine as a country came to me for a reading, I would say, look, you've got to plant some crops. You have to make sure that you have some land that is available for growing. And I would also say one of your supposed allies is probably going to break their agreement. Now, since we're here, we might as well pull a card to see if there is an end to this anytime soon. So we're just going to pull a card to show maybe the timeline of the end of the conflict in Ukraine. And the way that I do timelines are minor arcana is usually a short amount of time, and major arcana is a longer amount of time. So here we get the judgment card. So it's major arcana, and it's a 20. So instinctively, when I look at this, I say 20 years, or maybe until Judgment Day, right? But the judgment card here, um, this might be another thing entirely other than the war. I mean, this could be some other thing that takes precedence over it, like the angel showing up and blowing a trumpet. But for the judgment card to show up here, is there any end to the conflict in Ukraine? I'm still saying fucking 20 years. Okay, that's what we have here. And I hope everyone in that area, and really in all areas, safety, and hopefully we can all become healthy, wealthy, and wise. Peace.